Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long was 1975. Using girls on the rise. Reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends used to bug me. Long was 1975.
This is Time Scanner on the Sinclair ZX Spectrum. It was released by Activision in, I think it was 1987, and I believe it was released on all the usual suspects, but I'm not sure because I've been unable to find any information about it really. I've only been able to find a couple of YouTube videos on it. Obviously it's a port of an arcade machine released in, was it 1986, by Sega, which is a digital pinball machine, and this in itself, but there's also something odd about the port, but we'll get to that. This in itself is, to me, particularly for a company as big and knowledgeable, or successful and knowledgeable as Sega, you know, as late as 1986, is, I don't know, why would you make a digital pinball game? Was there that much of a demand? I would have thought that pinball would be, you know, perfected decades before this sort of, you know, the arcade experience we know of, you know, with all these digital machines, and that the sort of attraction to pinball is its traditional nature. I mean, I know people who love pinball but would never go into an arcade to play anything else. Now, the arcade machine was only released in Japan, so that's what makes these conversions or ports, I'm guessing it was on the Amstrad and the Commodore, I'm pretty sure it must have been, but that makes these ports rather odd. That a game that was never in the arcades in the West, although I guess maybe one or two made it over, but I don't know, maybe it was just the attraction of Sega's name, or maybe Activision thought that it's because, you know, just buy the arcade games anyone could at the time. So yeah, the fact that they made an arcade conversion of a digital pinball game is not, you know, that unlikely, because obviously, you know, that therefore you can make a game of it on the Spectrum. But the fact that you did it of a game that never got released outside of Japan, weird. Right, I've got to remember what the keys are. You've got left flipper, right flipper, and then you've got tilt left, tilt right. You've got 4 stages: Volcano, which is the stage we're on, Pyramid, Stonehenge, and Special. I don't know what the other stages look like, because even though this is the 128K version, it said loading Volcano when I loaded it, because it loaded in real time. So does that mean you have to load each table in separately? Which I guess would kind of make sense. Right, enter to start. Scanner 1 ready. I mean, if you had this back in the day on any of the machines, assuming they were ports, let me know. And if you played it at the arcade, also let me know. Right, so, right, W is left flipper, O is right flipper. It's a multi-screen table. Graphically, it's not too bad. It's just, the scrolling's a bit terrible, but I don't know, was there, I mean, you could have just made a digital pinball game and not have to shell out for the license. Oh, bollocks. So that horrible jerky thing is because Q is and P are tilt. I like the fact that it's put tilt in it. Although I wasn't tilting illegal in most arcade machines, or pinball machines would stop you doing it, wouldn't they? So wait, my score is bottom left. The colours are a bit garish, so it might be difficult to see. The music's on the smallest loop ever, but at least it's 128K. I'm assuming it's 128K. What was that? I mean, to me, the only good digital pinball games, and maybe they were a thing in the arcades, and I just never saw them, but to me the only good, I'm assuming the higher up the table you are, the more score you make, but yeah, the only good digital pinball games were Alien Crush and Devil Crush, which I have gameplays of both. And what was the one on the Mega Drive? It was a version of one of those, but it was called something different. There we go. I'm not sure how effective the tilt mechanic is, but it really hurts my eyes. Oh, Shizen. It's not a terrible game, it's just, I don't know. I mean, are there any other, I can only think of a pinball simulator by Codemasters on the Spectrum. Because, I mean, how would you, with just 48K of memory, I guess for many of the old systems, you know, the small amount of memory that they had would make it incredibly difficult, to do ball physics. I mean, I don't know how good the ball physics or ball mechanics were in the arcade. I'm assuming on a machine like that, what was it? What, I can't remember what hardware. Was it made by AM1? I don't know. Like I said, I only found YouTube videos on it, so which means if you, obviously if I'm wrong, correct me, but if you know anything about it, by all means let me know, because to me it's a curiosity. I don't know why I pressed space then, I was trying to tilt. I don't know how many balls I got. Well, I know how many balls I got, but yeah, sorry. See, to me that's cracked ball physics. That's the funny thing. I don't know why I pressed the flipper really hard. That's when you get sucked into the game. I don't know why I pressed the flipper that hard, because it's not going to make any difference, because it's a digital. Well, even in the arcade it would make no difference. Well, no, that's not true, because Street Fighter had pneumatic. The harder you hit, the harder you punch buttons. See, that can't be accurate. Well, maybe it's accurate to the arcade. Maybe the arcade had really bad. Oh, there you go. Ball physics. I hate saying those words together. Right, here we go again. So yeah, I'm just going to do this table because I don't want to have to load the other ones in. Right. So, what, in the arcade, do you just press... Oh, I don't know. The flipper to launch the ball? And why even have an animated spring? We all know we're playing a digital or, you know, a graphic interpretation of pinball. I'm guessing this more a comparison, complaint about the arcade. Well, not a complaint, but you know what I mean. You didn't need to animate a spring. We know it's not a real pinball game. I'm being overly harsh. It's not terrible. It's just, you know, limitations. That was one thing that always pissed me off, which is why I never really played pinball games back in the day, was the fact that that was weak. Why did it eject it out like that? That's weird. Yeah, the fact that, you know, it should be a game of skill, which it is, but also the fact that just the natural nature of physics means, through no fault of your own, you can lose your ball and lose, again it falls off saying that, lose your balls and lose your money. Or maybe that's part of its charm. I don't know, maybe there are people who can play it so well, especially with the tilting mechanic, that that's not an issue. See? Point in process there. I was just going to say, I've lost the knack of launching my balls. And technically, what's happening now is my balls are dropping. There's some footage. Mileage in this. I've just realised you've got to light up the wood volcano. Huh. Well, there you go. Time scan on the Sinclair ZX Spectrum. If there were other ports, I'd love to know what you thought of them if you had them. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.